Now, next, we have from double inside control here. Again, as we discussed earlier or previously, hands out this way is better for being able to hold my opponent off, but when I'm trying to attack, at that point, no thumbs becomes more of an advantage. And I'm going to concentrate on the same type of notion. I'm going to lower my level. I'm going to pull this arm over, but I'm really going to concentrate more on just getting this arm up a bit to come under, and I'm going to try to continue my momentum forward as opposed to trying to pull him over me. Again, I want his weight going backwards. And so on this type of an attack, again, head outside single, we're going to be driving through. So from here, I might give a little pop quick here. I've lowered my level, and I'm going to pop in. This hand here, as this arm pulls, this arm is going to come through quick. You'll notice my weight shifted, and I'm up. Lower the level, drive through, cut the corner. Again, as I lower my level, this arm is coming slightly to pull it up and out. This arm's coming through to attack the leg, but I'm not concentrating mostly on pulling him towards me so much as just being able to get this arm up enough to create space to give me an opening. Because I want to be driving into him, I want him to be going backwards. Next, you can attack an outside single with an elbow jam. This would be from inside control, or controlling the elbows, although my opponent doesn't have outside control on me. I'm just kind of blocking the crook of his elbows here. Now, there's a couple of things I want to think about in this type of an attack. First, I wouldn't want to be attacking, moving in this direction, because my angle will be bad. It's harder for me to get through the arm. Okay, my angle is very unfavorable. So in this type of an attack, what I want to do is I want to be able to create an angle like this, as opposed to be at an angle and attacking like this. Likewise, when I push the elbow in here, I'm going to be lowering my level at the same time and as quickly as I can getting my shoulder to pin the crook of his elbow and the upper part of his forearm to his hip here. This is one of those techniques where I'm going to be blocking his arm with my shoulder. I'm not going to be getting underneath. It's critical that I can get the angle, else I'll be in a very unfavorable position to attack and I'll get defended against. So, I have inside control here. I'm going to be popping the head. I jam. You'll notice when I jam the elbow, I don't jam it straight through. I jam it slightly towards his midline. That gives me, instead of pushing it here, it gives me a little bit more of an opening. Additionally, I get more of an opening still by cutting the corner or getting an angle. So I'm attacking Colby here at an angle. And you'll notice at that angle, my straight shot will put him over to his far leg in terms of transferring the weight. And then I come up to finish with a double. So you'll notice in this situation, actually, because of my angle, it's going to be more of a straight shot into him and a straight shot through, which will actually be at that favorable angle that I want to switch off to a double, because it's going to automatically transfer the weight to that far leg. So, I may start out with a head pop here. And again, we talked earlier, I'm doing one, most of the time here, I'm just doing one setup at a time. Ultimately, you just need to mix and match what's comfortable for you, your style, your body build, etc., to be able to come up with what's going to work for you. But against good people, you are going to need to chain setups together and chain attacks together. That's really critical. Right now, we're just going over the basics and the fundamentals to get one type of an attack or setup in. But do be aware, to be successful against the best guys, you really do need to be able to chain setups together, as well as attacks. So, with Kobe here, I'm going to block. I lower my level. I jam the elbow in. I attack. Notice the weight is already here. I shift to a double. Next position is from an underhook. Again, remember when you have an underhook, you want to have your head to your opponent or partner's deltoid and then slide it up. That'll tend to be more effective than just trying to beat his head position here. If I try to get it up on the upper part of his arm and slide it into the pocket. Now, I want to keep my hand on the top of his shoulder here. When I attack again, my notion is not to attack more like a traditional high crotch and pull him forward. I'm going to just try to manipulate the shoulder so that I can get under it. And again, my goal is to drive in and cut the corner. So from here to here. Yes. Sometimes so you can set that up with a head pop first. Head pop. And drive through. Again, the notion that you eventually want to be chaining setups together. Next, a good setup to attack an outside single or head outside single involves a drag. Again, we went over drag and the basics of a drag in the first module. This instance, it's really critical that I lower my level at the same time I'm dragging. So when I drag, I'm not going to be coming in with my weight up high. I want to drag with my weight low. And just like a couple of the attacks we've discussed so far, this is one where I'm going to be coming through the arm as opposed to be coming underneath the arm. The other thing is, too, when I do this technique, I'm not trying to pull my opponent into me first. I'm just trying to lower my level. And as I do, I'm driving. So this weight should be coming across that far leg right away. When I'm trying to do this type of a technique, I'm not trying to drag my opponent to me to then come in and meet him head on like this. I want to be dragging, lowering my level, initially driving him back, and then catching up on that outside single and then transitioning to that double. So from here, throw. Notice I drag and lower my level at the same time. I'm in a good position to attack, and I'm going to drive through the arm, posting his arm at the crook of his elbow, lower part of his bicep, into his body. From here, then switching off. Lower my level as I drag. Again, not pulling him into me. My goal is just to get the level low. But even as I do, notice my weight, my momentum is coming in. I'm already trying to transfer. I'm going to switch. Drive through. Again, I can always go more comfortably forward than my opponent can go backwards. Similarly, I can go more comfortably on two legs, my weight equally distributed on both my legs, than my partner can be going, hopping on one leg. You'll notice too, you get a pretty favorable angle with the drag, because instead of trying to come straight through him, by pulling the arm down, again, I've got that fairly favorable angle. As I'm attacking straight in, I don't really even have to change direction much. My weight is, my body position, my momentum is going to be driving his weight on his far leg. And just like a number of setups, the drag is easily set up in and of itself. In other words, the drag is a preparation to a head outside single, can be set up again by a head pop and then through. Again, the notion of chaining things through. And the bottom line is that a head pop or a head rake is a very efficient and broadly used, or it's a setup that's got a lot of utility to it in a lot of different type of situations. Controlling the head is critical, and that type of an attack or that type of a setup will help directly to get an attack like a double high crotch or single, or will help you move your opponent into better position so you can do another setup.